This place is awesome. I like walking and hiking, of course. As you haven't seen my other videos, I'll recommend that you guys should check it out. But it's like you're going back in Roman times when you're in this place. And normally I hike mountains and stuff, but this place here is unique in its own way, and shows something different, something you normally don't see anywhere else. It's like it's left back in time.
In this video, I will show you the ancient city of Hierapolis and the historical significance it has, which led to these ruins being formed. In addition to that, I will also show you the Cleopatra pools, both of these being part of the infamous Pamukkale thermal pool experience. But before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification, as it really helps out with the growth of the channel. So without further ado, this is Hierapolis and the Cleopatra pools.
So I've driven 3 hours from Izmir to Pamukkale, to Cotton House, which is one of the best places to stay in this area. And it's supposed to be quite busy, they said, but it's quite empty. It looks quite empty. There's not many people around, not that I can see anyway. Looks quite underwhelming, to say the least. The falls themselves, the thermal baths, I suppose, are supposed to be on the other side, about a mile away from here. It takes about 15 to 20 minute walking. So I'll show you around how the whole place actually looks like. But I've also decided to do some ballooning as well over here. So you'll see me in a parachute, which actually costed me 70 euros. So they quote the price in euros. So it'll probably be a good idea that if you know what the prices are beforehand. This place, Cotton House, one of the best places to stay here. It was around 28 euros for one whole night. So I would definitely recommend that you guys should check this place out and not miss it at all. But especially for the thermal baths. But I don't know about the parachute. I'll let you know after the actual whole experience whether it's worth doing it or not. All right, I'll check in with you later.
The room and the beds at the Cotton House was absolutely amazing. You can literally see the hydrothermal pools from the window, which wasn't much as they were quite high up, but Cotton House served this amazing breakfast that had all the nutritious elements and the Turkish touch, so definitely check them out.
So I'm gonna enter from the north gate, go to Hierapolis, travel along here, explore the whole region, go up, go to the theater, into the thermal pool, enjoy the thermal pool. You can go to the south gate and you can come out, of course, or you go down, you go to the actual thermal baths, enjoy the scenery, and then go back up, go out, come down, and that's where my place is. That's where I'm staying, the Cotton House. So that's what it looks like overall. It takes about half a day to explore the whole place.
The facilities here are extremely well kept, and the process to get in is highly efficient, as most of this is done electronically, and the entry is of course 80 liras, which is around £1.50 or $2 US. Hierapolis literally means the holy city, and it was an ancient Greek city built on the site of Phrygian cult center of the Anatolian mother goddess named Cybele in southwestern Anatolia. And of course it was famous for its hot springs, high quality wool fabrics and dyes, and as the birthplace of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. And these remains that you see in this video are now adjacent to the modern Pamukkale, which is obviously in Turkey. Therefore, this means that the hot springs that I'd come to see were actually in use since at least the 2nd century BCE. Back in those times, many patrons used to retire and die there, as it's evidenced by the large necropolis filled with tombs, most famously that of Marcus Aurelius, who in my books is the father of Stoicism. And I would definitely recommend you guys to read his book called Meditations. It's a difficult read, but it had a profound impact on my life and the way I operate. Here you'll also find the tomb of Philip the Apostle, who was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ, according to the New Testament. This in itself should tell you the significance of this site. That's why it's been included as UNESCO's World Heritage Site in 1988. And to this day, archaeological expeditions are carried out to discover what lies beneath the surface of these ruins. So definitely do not give this one a miss. I always enjoy and appreciate an adventure where I get to learn something as well as get to relax afterwards. And I think this place has the perfect blend of knowledge, discovery, and relaxation, as this hike/walk is stimulating for the mind and the body, and then you get to relax at the end in the thermal pools. And the hike itself is long and takes a lot of time, and this heat makes it proper hard, but in the end it is all worth it, as you will see. This city is actually located on terrace 300 feet above the Lycus River, and in 2016 excavations were carried out in the northern necropolis area of Hierapolis at the entrance of the archaeological park. And during these excavations, even Iron Age settlement structures were unearthed for the first time. And this of course means that this was colonized before the Greeks came. And when they did come, they built a Phrygian temple dedicated to the mother goddess Cybele on this site, approximately around the 7th century BC, which eventually became the center of Hierapolis.
This place is awesome. I like walking and hiking, of course. As you haven't seen my other videos, I'll recommend that you guys should check it out. But it's like you're going back in Roman times when you're in this place. And normally I hike mountains and stuff, but this place here is unique in its own way, and shows something different, something you normally don't see anywhere else. It's like it's left back in time. So I didn't know Pamukkale was famous for not just its thermal baths, but also Hierapolis as well. So I would recommend that you should come to the North Gate and start your journey from the North Gate and walk all the way down, and you will actually be walking through all of these ruins, and it's a great experience. It's kind of like being at Ephesus. So yeah, check it out.
When the Greek colonists arrived and built the city on pre-existing patterns of settlement, the ancient cult of Cybele was gradually assimilated into Greek religion. From well before the times of Greek colonization, the area was seen as a gateway to the underworld and a place of communication with the underworld deities. And that was primarily due to the toxic gases that emerges from the hot springs. And these hot springs were a major draw to the city, and after the process of assimilation into the Greek culture, it was associated with Hades instead of Cybele, and the temple was named Plutonium.
That is crazy.
One of the most significant and recognizable structure of this place is the Frontinus Gate, and this is the monumental entrance to the Roman city and leads to a large plateau which is 14 meters wide and crosses the whole settlement. And exiting the gate at the opposite sides connects with the road that goes to Laodicea, which is towards the Lycus River. It is definitely worth admiring the well-preserved structure with 3 openings in carefully squared Travertine blocks with elegant arches decorated with simple cornice molding flanked by 2 round towers. This city was built on a grid with streets running parallel or perpendicular to the main thoroughfare. The main street ran from the north to the south close to a cliff with Travertine terraces, and it's about 1500 meters long or 13.5 meters wide, and was bordered on both sides by an arcade. And at both ends of the main street there was a monumental gate such as this one, flanked by square towers, exactly like the Frontinus Gate, built by massive block of stones. And the reason they're called Frontinus is because they were built by Julius Frontinus, who was a Roman civil engineer, author, soldier, and senator of the late 1st century AD. And you can see that the town was repeatedly rebuilt following major earthquakes and improved prior to various imperial visits. There are many activities that you can participate in when you're in this area, such as paragliding, as you can see in this video, which looks absolutely stunning overlooking this sun, and I would imagine shows you the whole aerial view of this city, which would definitely be a sight to behold. Therefore, I'll definitely put that on my list for when I visit this place again. And secondly, you can also do ballooning, which was my preferred choice. Click at the top right hand corner of this video to check my playlist of Turkey. This city was actually founded by Seleucids in the times of Antiochus I, and the Phrygian inhabitants of the valley were gradually Hellenized, which means to adapt Greek culture, language, and way of life. Therefore, this establishment was a Greek foundation from the start. And Antiochus the Great sent 2,000 Jewish families to Lydia and Phrygia from Babylon and Mesopotamia. So the Jewish congregation grew in Hierapolis and has been estimated to be as high as 50,000 in 62 BC. And eventually Hierapolis became a healing center where doctors used thermal springs as a treatment for their patients, especially that come back from war.
There you go, we're towards the end now. The earthquake did put a crack on the floor here. Approaching the theater now. It's looking mesmerizing as usual. Let me show you the crack again. Here we are. Amazing. Whoa, sick.
This theatre was probably constructed under the reign of Hadrian, after the earthquakes of 60 AD. And another earthquake in this city in the 7th century caused the collapse of the entire building.
So update, I'm not allowed to fly a drone here because I need a special permit from Denizli, which is a town from this place, around 20 minutes away drive, and I'm not going there, of course, so you won't see any drone footage of this place over here, which is such an annoying thing to see. As soon as I got it out, the police or security guard came in, and he obviously wasn't able to speak English, so I had a lengthy discussion using Google Translate. I had a lengthy discussion with him, and he said that I'm not allowed to use any drones here. In the meantime, I also broke my glasses, which is a bummer because the amount of time I've bought and broken glasses is innumerable. So it's just annoying. You can see the theater right behind me. Reminds me of Rome, to be honest with you. So if you come over here, do keep that in mind. You will be surprised, I promise you that.
There are many excavation sites in and around this area, which is prohibited for the visitors to enter. Therefore, this means that there's so much that still is being discovered in this area. And seriously guys, it is an absolute minefield.
It's a bit of a rip-off, in my opinion. I just got into the Cleopatra pool, which costed me 100 liras, and it was 100 liras to get into this place, 80 liras to get into this place as well, so it's about 180 liras already. Let's see how this turns out. Apparently the water is 36 degrees and it's a natural pool, and they call it the Cleopatra pool or the Roman pool, whatever you want to call it, but you can swim here until 5:45.
Eventually, this city ended up becoming a sanctuary with lots of privileges, such as these baths, and Hierapolis became one of the most prominent cities in the Roman Empire in fields of art, trade, and philosophy, with 100,000 inhabitants at one point. But today, it's nothing but a tourist destination, which taught me a valuable lesson about history.
Antique pool was absolutely terrible. Do not come here and go into the pools because it's a waste of money. It's not the same as actually sitting in the thermal pools itself, and you're just going to be wasting your time really. So just don't bother, to be honest. And obviously because the sun is setting, I want to actually go to the actual thermal pools and enjoy the beauty of this luscious sunset, and see where that takes me.
Thank you so much for watching guys, I always really appreciate it. This concludes part 1 of this video, so please make sure to like and comment down below what you thought of it, and I'll see you in the next one.